Hi everyone, and welcome to day 24. Today we're going to talk about how to bounce back after a setback. So within the past couple of years, and me trying to get my ish together, which seems to be, a theme this month, I've realized some tips and tricks that I want to share with you about how to bounce back. So your bounce back rate is basically when that moment when you're having that nuclear meltdown and you're struggling with something and you're in the mud, and you're wanting to be able to get out of it. But a lot of us, when you're in that funk or in that mud or in that lull or just plain having an old bad freaking day, and you have a nuclear meltdown, how long does it take you usually to get out of it? Because for a lot of us, it's a long time. It can vary from an hour, 2 hours, the whole day, the whole week, the whole month. And then it's just kind of really a downward spiral from there. So what I've learned to do is to assess that, recognize how bad it is, and bounce back really freaking fast. So one thing I'll share is if something goes wrong, I always tell myself this in the back of my mind. If I cry, it's going to take longer. So that's something I hold in the back of my mind. And that is near and clear and dear to me. And that has helped me bounce back so much faster. So all of this behind the scenes and real talk stuff, what we've been sharing the last couple weeks, hopefully you're realizing it's not a perfect journey for any of us. All the stuff that happens, it happens to us all. So for example, there are many things that can go wrong in a school day. As you know, I'm a school teacher and oh my goodness, there's so many things that could go wrong. So if you don't bounce back quickly, your day just is shot. So you get engulfed by this wave and you start drowning by all the decisions and problem solving capabilities you have to achieve during the day, but you can't because you're stuck in the mud. So let me give you an example. This one day, nothing was going right. Students weren't understanding my lessons. I had multiple student meltdowns in many classes. I had to deal with a student got a concussion during my gym class. I had paperwork to fill out at the end of the day for that. Nothing was going right. But a huge part of it was that I have an extremely fast bounce back rate. I had a little nuclear meltdown for like 2 seconds, and then I focused on one problem at a time. But I kept telling myself, if I give up or if I cry, it's going to take longer. And then I will spiral, and then I'll be of no use to these kiddos, and I will not be in that mode of resolution. So I am here to share this with you because not all journeys are perfect, as we know. Sometimes it's quite messy, and sometimes you don't see the other side of people's journeys, and you think it's perfect, and I'm here to tell you it's not. It's just whether you have a fast bounce back rate or not, and whether you get back to it. So my question to you is, how fast are you to bounce back? A huge thing that helps me is having an environment that sets me up for success. So for example, at work, I'm neat and tidy. I have a clear space. Even though I'm creative, sometimes it can clutter, but that really helps me. At home, when I create my videos, I have, my computer, making sure it's on full power, making sure, I have extra batteries in case my batteries run out, things like this. I also try and keep things around me that are motivating and inspiring. So for example, I have a cork board on my wall, and every time I look up, it's my 10 goals, and it's right in my line of sight. And if something goes wrong, I just look at those and I'm like, I got goals to achieve. Stay focused. I have to accomplish these. So that's around me all the time as well. I keep a quote on a sticky note on my computer that says, at first I'll read it right here. At first, they will ask you why you're not doing it, and in time they will ask you how. So this was for me in those moments I may doubt myself or have fear about hitting send and sending that email or posting on socials. I look at this and I remind myself, this is why I'm doing it. So assess your environment and what's around you. And if that's not conducive to you bouncing back, then maybe think about that. How can you change that? When life sends you a challenge, anything that's difficult, and we all have stuff, believe me, there's someone on this planet that is dying, I'm sure, to trade places with you. So no matter what you think you're going through, you have a beautiful life, and there's challenges. It does happen, but when it does, double the F down. Okay? So when you're tossed a bit of a wild card, I get it. In my case, I get up and I start swinging. I double down. And not only do I double down, I double the F down. I really get after it. So one thing I will share with you today, and this is kind of like your homework or the one thing I want to leave you with, is in honor of tomorrow, we are going to have a good chat about MMA, massive, messy action. When you struggle, when you have something that you're going through, when you have a challenge, not only do you need to double the F down, but take massive, messy action. It doesn't have to be cute, it doesn't have to be perfect, but to get it, because you can't be upset or sad and productive at the same time. You just can't. So you need to pick a lane. And what I always choose is productivity. So if you need the best distraction and the best gift ever, massive, messy action is your secret sauce. It doesn't have to be perfect, because the first thing you do, the first step, it's always going to be a little messy. I mean, look at these videos, I'm doubling down, trying them out, seeing what happens. So take massive, messy action. And what is one thing on that top 10 goals this month that you haven't checked that you could take massive, messy freaking action today? So what's your MMA? And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.